How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to ConstantlyVariedFitness, and in today's video, I'm going to give you guys my top 5 things you need to be doing before every single CrossFit class. Now, these 5 things are in no order of importance, but they're all very important things to make sure you're maximizing your results in the gym. And getting straight into it with number 1, this is making sure that you're eating something before you come into class. A lot of times I see people come in and they're very sluggish, they look tired, they just are moving very slowly, and I ask them, hey, how's your day been? How was work? And I end up finding out that they haven't eaten since lunchtime at noon, and they're doing our 6 p.m. class. If you're doing this, it's going to cause you to have a poor workout because you don't have the energy to perform your best. So before your workout, have maybe a simple carb, something like juice, fruit, yogurt, something along those lines that are pretty high in sugar that'll give you that quick burst of energy to help you perform your best. Don't have a huge portion of it, something kind of small. Make sure you have something just sitting in your stomach to give you that quick burst of energy, and then you will perform much better during your class time. And now for number 2, this is stretching specific and not specific. Now what I mean by stretching specific is stretching specifically for what you have coming up in the workout. So whether there's overhead squats, there's handstand push-ups, there's wall balls, whatever it is, stretch those areas before the class so that you make sure you feel good before you even start the warm-up for your day. Now what I mean by stretching not specific is stretching areas that you know you need work on, but might necessarily not be coming up in the class. Like let's say, for example, there are no squats in the class at all today. It's all upper body type stuff. But you know that you have incredibly tight hips. Whenever squat days do come up, your hips are so tight, it's very hard for you to even get to parallel, let alone past parallel. If you need to make sure you're stretching these certain areas that affect you specifically, stretch those areas out that are going to help you open up so that when next time squat days do come, you are much more prepared and you're building that more flexibility over the long period, not just that specific day, to where whenever squats come up, you're not worried because you've built that flexibility. And now what we have for number 3 is working on a skill. Whether that be working on handstand push-ups, working on muscle-ups, working on butterfly pull-ups, or maybe you want to work on your Olympic lifts, you want to work on the snatch or the clean or the jerk. Focus on these areas before class and kind of make sure that when you're fresh, you are performing these exercises. A lot of times people come in and they do the whole class, they're exhausted, they're tired, they lay on the floor for 5 minutes, and they hop up and they tell me, okay, can I practice my butterfly pull-ups? You just did a 20+ minute workout, you just did a strength piece, and now you want to focus on your weaknesses, which is very hard to do once you're already fatigued. If you want to work on a skill or work on something that you're not very proficient at, you want to do it when you have the most amount of energy left. If you are still fresh before your workout, that's when you want to be practicing all these very intensive skill things that require a lot of not only physical strength, but mental strength kind of put together. But if you're all loopy from the workout because you just went 110% for 20 minutes, you're not going to be able to perform the movement as efficiently as if you were fresh. So make sure before class, ask questions to your coach. Hey, can you check out my butterfly pull-ups real quick? Or can you help me with the snatch real quick and tell me what I need to fix? Do this when you're fresh, and that way you're going to be much better off and you're not going to be just all over the place wasting your time. And now what we have for number 4 is asking questions before class. I have people that come into my class for the very first time and I tell them there are no stupid questions. Ask me 1,000,001 questions. Whatever you have, let me know. Because I'd much rather you ask me questions when you do movements correctly, we approach the workout correctly, we're doing everything we need to, versus you kind of guessing or like, yeah, sure, it's probably kind of like this, or you're just winging the whole entire thing and you don't get the same stimulant you would if you were performing it correctly. So I tell people all the time, ask me questions before class. Hey, what is this exercise? Or this workout, I can't RX it. What should I do? I can't do this movement, or I can't do this weight. Let me know. That's why I'm there. I'm there to help you make sure you're still getting a great workout in. You're progressing in not just your strength, but your skill movements, your conditioning, all these different aspects of your fitness. So don't be afraid to ask questions. If your coach seems kind of intense and doesn't want you to ask questions, I'd recommend going to a different class with a different coach, or finding a different gym, or just keep dragging that coach altogether, because that is why they are there. They're there to help you become fitter. Alright, and now with number 5, which is very important, that is making sure you know what you're going to do for food right after your workouts. Usually our classes will typically end with stretching, and during that time I'll ask people, hey, what's for lunch? What's for dinner? What are you guys eating after this? And sometimes they go, oh, I don't know. I have to go pick up my kids, and then I have to go to the store, and then I have to go home and cook, and then I'll have food. And by then, 2, 3, 4 hours has gone by, and you've missed that opportune time to get in a meal, a well-balanced meal right after your workout, to make sure you're recovering optimally and you're less sore, you're less beat up the very next day. You don't have to have a meal right when you finish your workout, but the sooner the better. So usually people typically have a protein shake after their workout, and then maybe they'll go home and then they'll prep their dinner and then have dinner. That is ideally what you want to be doing. You don't want to wait several hours. It's going to have a huge hindrance on your recovery, and it's not going to allow you to be able to feel as good the very next day. You're going to feel much more sore. You're not going to feel as good as you would if you were to have it right after. So make sure before your workout, you're deciding, okay, after my workout, I'm gonna go home and have this, or maybe I'll stop by and I'm gonna grab chicken and rice from this restaurant across the street. Whatever it is, make sure you have a plan after your workout. If you're working out hard, but you're not recovering your body optimally with the right nutrition at the right time, it's all for nothing. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave them down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for plenty more, and we'll see you guys next time.